Good time zones, everybody, and welcome to Monday. And I'm assuming eventually it'll stop raining and Landstrow will be able to climb something. It's kind of hard to tell. Apparently, I might have to possibly turn down the... I think the Stream Elements bot is a little bit cranky. Maybe. We shall see that. Good time zones to Landstrad-ish, TGM, Raven and Frauke. I hope everyone's well. I've already turned it down 3 times, Raven. Remember, Nanian used to trigger it almost every time he arrived. Just accept the difficulty and climb anyway. Climb anyway. Now I'm trying to figure out if I can turn that into Benfold's 5 song and figure out whether or not that means we need the doozers and the Fraggles around. Just do it anyway. Do it anyway. Yeah. My brain is... It's Monday. It has definitely been a Monday. However, let's ingredient to make potions that'll let you do that. Hey! We find me opening the evening over the top of the city and over the top of the Caldera, because it is Monday, therefore it is Caldera Corruption. Wait, absolutely TGM. There is a Benfold's 5 song where they hang out with the Fraggles, and it is epic and awesome. And I'm in Pretty's mode, or at least the cam account is. So, last Monday we spent some time working on this rather epic piece of landscaping. We don't mind. Of course you don't. I'm not entirely convinced I do either. There are days I think Pretty's mode is very worth it. And in the interim, there is an awful lot more dirt that's been added. And also an awful lot more dirt that's been removed. As you'll notice, this landscape is becoming slightly checkerboard in its appearance. Because I've been levelling it off. Mostly because it's good for resource gathering. There's only a small amount of dirt going to be needed. However, I'm thinking it might be interesting to look at this side of the Caldera this week. And maybe figure out what we can do about everything along that edge. Perhaps if we undo game sounds. I'm thinking of mostly following the shoreline. Curving back around from the other end. Yes. So I'm going to aim for that hillside. What I'm thinking of doing is following the shoreline. Well, let's start tinkering with that stone. So I'm thinking I've placed that in the way, so I can't see where I'm going. So I'm thinking it might be nice to follow the shoreline along here, which will probably mean that there's a tree in the way. And if I aim for that, now there's two possibilities here, and I'm already thinking it might be more fun to actually go with option B. So let's already apply the first rule of pretties to this, and say that as we reach this section, let's just curve in. And follow this section a bit. I'd like that back. Thank you. Egg of indecision. Might need that later. Guarantee I'm going to be slightly indecisive about something. However, for this section, ignoring the slightly floaty piece of landscape, which might... Ooh, successfully landed. Let's get rid of the floating hills. I do wonder what Minecraft is thinking when it comes up with things like this. Hooray! Lots of floated dirt. Actually, let me rephrase that. I'm not sure Minecraft is thinking when it comes up with things like this, which is probably the problem. So I'm thinking it might be nice, because in a couple of other areas we've got we've got sort of inlets and large caves. So I'm thinking it might be nice to actually not follow the landscape here, but to build a little bit of landscape. We're going to be getting on for sleepy time. While I tinker and wait for the sun to set, how is everybody? I mean, it's very Monday, which is never a good thing. But did everybody have a good weekend? There. Right. While that's happening, ourselves a little bit of height here. Fun but tiring. That sounds like a good idea. Fun but tiring is always nice. Sunlight? No, sorry. Error does not compute. What is this concept? Don't follow. Recon was decent. Awesome. Hey, I managed to place the block underneath as I fell past it, which was exactly what I was hoping I'd be able to do. Weird bright thing that sometimes happens between the rain. Huh. Okay. I knew there was a thing. I just didn't know it was a thing. No, in all seriousness, fantastic. It's nice to actually see some sun. We actually had some today here. I was very surprised. Dagnabbit. Missed. There we are. Might as well get this since it's floating. At the moment, this is just a sketch. It looks abysmal. But it at least gives us something to start basing on. But I'm thinking if I aim for this section of hill, we can possibly then use it to anchor the sort of cliffside on this side. Yep, there we go. Convenient. It actually lined up. I didn't even think I was actually planning this. You're right. So I'm thinking we can have that as sort of a an undercutting cave. Baby. I can word, just not very well. I'm going to have to steal Lyra's PSA command at some point. If for no other reason than it's becoming ever more appropriate as I fail to word. Undercut cave, yes. Is that one? Yes, it is. That's good. Ow! Alright, first things second. Let's get rid of this tree, because it's kind of in the way. So what I'm thinking is, if we work out roughly where the edge of this cliff is, upper edge of this cliff is, it gives us something to aim for. Actually, we should probably just do this the way we did it last week and, you know, build it in. Build it. So, build it. Do not want that there. I can see I'm going to very rapidly need a heck of a lot more stone than I was planning for this evening, by way of what's in my inventory. But that's easy enough to resolve. We're after all fairly close to Caldera Construction Supplies Site B. Yes. multiple Caldera construction site there. You know, I'm just going to give up on wording today. Let's just assume that any attempt that involves me being me ability to speak. Yeah. This is the problem with the days. My brain is still attempting to cope with having to deal with the office again. That said, today was pretty good at work. I have a feeling that I might actually be able to get away with building something. Loose raptors and T-Rexes. Maybe? Wouldn't we? Didn't I? That brings us back to a conversation that we've had previously where I pondered building Isla Nubla as an area in this Minecraft world. Except with minecarts instead of jeeps, and something called Clever Girl was a discussion that we had at one point, wasn't there? Jurassic Water Park. Yes, that's the one. Oh, we do end up thinking about the sillies, don't we? The problem is, I have a tendency to want to build them. Allowing for the fact that this needs to be blended into the hill. This isn't going too terrible. It's alright, I can live with that. I do have the feeling that at some point there is going to be an awful lot of very strange things added to the world in this in here, as opposed to just all of the existing strange things that have been added to this world. Because of course, strangeness happens. I was about to say, stranger things happen, but that might get me in trouble with somebody for, you know, copyright infringement and so forth. And, well, I'd like to avoid that. Please. Thank you very much. Hey, Kel. Welcome to a Monday, in which I am attempting to consider starting, possibly maybe building a large portion of thing. Caldera. Segfault. Error 404. Brain not found. Error 418. I'm a little teapot. I don't know what I'm singing about. Forget words. I'm pretty sure my entire sanity be broke. Words are hard, yes. Okay. Right, that's all the stone I decided isn't my sanity safely. True, yes. Sanity is stabled quite happily in a grotto, along with Satan and Santa. And Klaus. Mustn't forget Klaus. Hello, bees. Don't mind me, just raiding the stone farm. Thank you. Carry on. Oh, behave. I've just realised. I referred to that as Site B. It's also the one with all the bees in it. So it really is Site B. And I didn't even know I was making that joke. I really didn't. I'd forgotten about those being there. Oh, the unintentional puns. How did I forget those were there? Come back. Yeah, I know. It is entirely facepalmish, Raven. That's a cracker. It's the way I tell them. So the other thing is, we need to also get this up to that level. So we're aiming for this point on the hillside. So as well as needing to build this along, we're also going to need to start building this upwards at some point. So I might want to start leaving myself some opportunity to grow up. That one was deliberate. Actually, you know that section of land that I took out? I'm thinking. I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing this area. I'm thinking this might be nice to have an arch up, because I've got a couple of sections where there is an arch leading up to this hillside. Here. These are sort of intended to be broken out areas that have just started to collapse. I'm wondering if it might be interesting to have one roughly here and actually have that as a nice section of, yeah. I love the way that while I was doing all of that with the cam account, I'm just sitting there and leaving my main account sat at the bottom of the river. It's like, at some point, drowning might be a thing. But, this is why respiration and aqua affinity are good things to have on my helmet. And we're already into scope creep. Here we find a Scotsman. It is natural. No, I knew I'd left myself there, TGM. The question would be how long I would remember. How long I would remember? Yeah, don't worry. It'll make sense eventually. It might. I'm not sure I will. Really? This thing's already capturing squid? Barely built it and it's already attempting to kill a squid. half expecting to be attacked by a drowned. Given that there's all of this dirt here, it kind of feels like this is the sort of place that could have been, yes. This could have been a reasonable spot for something like this to exist. It's like, so Minecraft had floating landscape over the top of all of this. Me, I'm just gonna anchor it into the ground and put a massive, stonking, great big archway over the top. I love how I brought a large amount of dirt with me at the beginning of this stream, thinking, you know what, I'll probably need some dirt for this. I forgot. The first thing is, I need to do all of the world building. It's because Minecraft is magic and I'm an engineer. I'm not sure which of those is less accurate. Hey, Squishy. Welcome, welcome. So, one thing... engineering... yes, okay. One thing I was pondering, and this goes back to a conversation that I think Raven was having in his stream. And for those who may or may not be aware, I'm a bit of a fanatic for Siam games. Notably the entirety of the Riven Mist. Uru, Ages Beyond the Mist. Etc. They go on. I have many. I have all of them. And on Thursday, the new one comes out, Firmament. Now I know that I've kind of, sort of, been heavily, almost entirely, doing this streaming malarkey as Minecraft. But I'm thinking of maybe just for Thursday, breaking trend and spending some time in that game because it's release day. So I think we will see how Thursday goes. Whoops. Apparently I forgot to tell the angry pillbox to shut up. Thursday will be a slightly different stream, and we will see whether or not it will continue as a game that I stream at a future point. But yeah, I think what I will do is I will stream just the first couple of hours, and then we will see what happens. Whether or not people feel like I should continue, or, to be honest, I know Raven is very interested, and Raven does have much more of a history of playing puzzle games on his stream, and as such, I know he's interested in it. And I don't want to take away from his thing. But, yeah, so that was a very rambly way of saying Thursday will be different, but don't count on it being a constant thing. If that made sense. If it didn't make sense, Don't worry, I'm not entirely sure I know what I just said. Play what you want to play, switch up, yeah. That too. I feel called out and seen there. Don't mind two streams of the same game. It will definitely be an interesting one. I think part of, you're going to watch me derp around. Yeah, you can guarantee there's going to be derps. Let's use that to climb the hill. What was I doing? Oh yes. Yes, that's what I was attempting to do. Deal with the fact that this looks incredibly flat and even. Scotsman built a rock face out and it was quite even, and he complained all about how it was to what? I think it's a Monday and my brain is definitely not in a sane state. Actually, no, do that. Is this looking alright? Yeah, it is actually. It needs more. Needs more over here, he says. Take two. That feels like it shouldn't be there. Ew. Well, that's very square. Nope. Don't like that. Don't like that. Can't have that. There is no way in geology that that would exist. I know that feeling. My brain is apparently having a case of the Mondays as well. Some would say, how can we tell the difference? Simple. Look at the clock. If it's Monday, my brain is having a case of the Mondays. Yes, it was Raven. I was saying definitely going to be streaming it on Thursday, but I don't know if I will stream it after that. Partially because A, you kind of have the thing for doing the puzzle games, and I not always do, and B, I don't know how well I'm going to enjoy streaming it. I mean, we see. We will see. After all, my instinct might be, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play. At which point it's going to be, yeah, stream's over. I've just placed another 4 hours into this game, and now nobody knows where I am. But, yeah. Also, Thursday is release day, so I know that it's definitely going to turn up immediately. Just as soon as I remember to actually pick up my token. Steam account. Bloody wibbleness. Steam account. What? Steam. Oh, uh-oh. That's dark enough to be a thunderstorm. Minecraft, why do you have to have a thunderstorm while I'm underwater? I see a skeleton. I don't see any suicide shrubs. Except for that one that's decided to run away from me. It's like, yeah, there's a suicide shrub. Not anymore. Not anymore, there isn't. Right, what was I doing? Oh yes, I was attempting to fix this section that... Alright. So much easier to actually work on the landscaping if you can actually just stand on something. I'm kind of sort of trying to make it look like this has been slowly good luck with work, Squishy. Keep forgetting that. I'd actually forgotten that I'd added that. This feels too much. Let's do it more sort of like that. That's better. That kind of gives it a bit more sort of anchoring into the hillside that we've been building without getting too much. I'm lost in old ways. I'm not ready. Right, how's that look from back here? Well, there goes nothing. It'll do. The worst thing is, I'm now suddenly pondering that at some point I really want a dark-robed squirrel as a sort of... I may have to see if I can find an appropriate outfit for one of the squirrels I have, and just have a dark-robed squirrel and just get a photo of it. Just as a plush. Plush lurker squirrel. What? Oh, the random. The random. So much random. Yeah, I don't like that actually. Right. We're back on this side of the hillside because I don't want to actually make this flat and even. A bit. There might have been some verbal in there, but probably not. It's got some spring, goes non-verbal again. Have as good a meeting as possible, Raven. And enjoy your lurk, squirrel. Enjoy your lurk, squirrel? Eh. Could be worse. So what I'm thinking is it might be nice to have this as another ridge coming up from this side. And sort of have it so that there's like two ridges that join. And that's the reason why it's still got the outcropping. Outcropping? Cavern. Top. Mountain. Thing. Cavern top mountain thing. Answers on a postcard. If you can work out what the heck I'm on about. No, not that. There are days I am pretty sure I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing or what I'm saying. Today might be one of them. Meh. So be it. Yeah. Looks not bad. Yep. Well, really. Come on, boy. Really. You should have some faint clue about what you're attempting to do by now. You're right. Not there. Not there. There, however. Yeah, can work with that. This one's rapidly becoming quite a bit more interesting by way of landscaping. I have a distinct fear that I'm going to end up doing so much of this Caldera over time that I'm going to end up working out how to do it well, and then find that as a result some of the earlier sections just look terrible. And I'm going to have to go back and reapply all of the things that I've learnt building so many sections of Caldera and redo it all. Oh, that would just be pretty much highly expected, to be honest. And I need to go back to... Look, I'm starting to think I need to reduce the amount of dirt in my inventory. So let's find a section of... Yeah, this will do. Find a section of something and start dirtying it up a bit. Nope. Start dirtying it up a bit. What the heck? Yeah. That said, I strongly suspect that, given my last statement about extra skills and so forth. Oh, yeah. I might suddenly decide that all of this stuff that I'm doing now is based on an old section of Caldera, and thus not be something I want to actually retain. Oh well. Nah, I think we can safely say this section of Caldera isn't actually that bad. It's just going to need some interesting shaping along the top. So, So I think I can safely say I'm not going to remove all of this. And some sprucing up the foliage. Oh god, yeah. I haven't even done a single foliage pass on any of this yet, have I? We are really, really going to have some fun times ahead. Wow. I am actually impressed that that didn't result in an application of the splat command. I am so very, very shocked that that didn't result in an application of the splat command. It really should have. That was probably the most finite point-to-point... finite point... Yeah, plenty of time left for that. Oh, no. I fully expect the splat command will be required many, many times. I'm just very surprised that it wasn't needed there. Oh, that's the wrong cave. This is the cave I want. Going to the wrong place here. This is Site B. That's better. That'll last a decent amount of time. For definitions of decent amount of time where I'm involved, I should probably eat. I've been jumping up and down a lot. Yeah, I know. Concept of materials lasting a decent amount of time where I'm involved are, non-existent. And apparently my inventory's full. Of course my inventory's full. I've just loaded... Cave on the lower left connect to the double... English brain. This cave that I'm currently stood in. Are you thinking connect that up to that one? On the dirty pass. I'm not following which cave. There are there are many, many caves. Plus, to be honest, I would probably end up putting large amounts of cave somewhere anyway. Okay, kind of, sort of fits in. Feels a little bit flat. We can resolve that. Dirty pass on the inside of the Caldera at the cave on the lower left. Oh! Maybe. Maybe. Since I'm working on the assumption that working on with the concept of the law that a lot of these caves exist because of magma tubes from the Caldera, I'm probably thinking that quite a lot of them will connect up if I want to possibly have something that makes more interest. So, as such, there's an awful lot of leeway and wiggle room for putting in some interesting cave dynamics, for want of a better description. And believe me, I could do with a better description, please. Cave dynamics? What the heck am I on about? I think as we get further and more landscape in, it will be interesting to work out where some of these go and where some of them don't. I'm also realising that all of this nice shaping that I'm doing is going to require me to actually figure out how to shape into this all lot. This all lot? I'm going to give up on wording right now, because, yeah, right. I could have sworn I had space for some wood. Statements, Scott's statements. Pretty sure I am not mythical sausage, so I'm not going to be making all sorts of naughty comments about other people's wood. Really? Still. And then again, Raven was still listening. Raven is always listening. Particularly when the opportunity for a dirty quote comes up. Welcome back, Raven. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed in myself. Also, I'm now stuck under this tree. Now we need something good for quote 42. Oh, goodness. I thought you said you were saving something for that. The way you'd said in the past that you were saving something good for 42 had made me think that perhaps you'd encountered something in the past from me that you had already earmarked for it. If you did, you've forgotten. Ah, well. We all become... We all suffer the ravages of time. Should be the answer to everything. What? 42 is the answer to everything, or we all suffer the ravages of time is the answer to everything? I mean, both are accurate. 42. Well, yes, absolutely. Otherwise, Douglas Adams will be turning in his grave. Although, to be honest, Douglas Adams appears to have been the type of author who respected his own work about as much as he respected, well, I mean, no, he did respect his own work, he just he wasn't precious about it being unchanging. If ever there was a man whose authoring was the embodiment of the first rule of pretties, it's Douglas Adams. The number of times he seems to have ripped apart a story and done something different. I mean, just look at how many different versions of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy there are, and how none of them are the same. Actually, does that make Douglas Adams the patron saint of the first rule of pretties? Saturday is World Whiskey Day. Ooh. Where am I? There's a section over here that doesn't look right for me. Problem is, now it doesn't look right at all. Let's take those two back out and put that there. Yeah, that's better. Also, I'm now really curious by that train of thought. Given the number of things that he changed about every different version of The Hitchhiker's Guide, does that effectively make him the patron saint of the first rule of pretties? Or am I just overthinking this? Yeah, right. As if there's ever a situation in which I don't overthink things. That's remarkably straight. I don't like it. That's better. It just needs some the occasional bit of variety. Where are we and where are we aiming for? Oh, yes. Okay. Really? I thought I was still on the cam account. Potentially appropriate quote for 42. Ooh. It's there somewhere. If it's a potentially appropriate quote for it, is it also a potentially inappropriate quote? At which point, it's entirely normal for around here. So, thanks for all the fish. Fish. Brilliant. Now I've got penguins of Madagascar. Madagascar. Oh. Yep, that's it. My brain is not wording today. Yes, Hannian. Really? I'm kind of surprised, because we've already got no. Minecraft usually says no, not yes. Ah, right. Yeah, usually Nanian says, where's the TNT, however? I'm going to be brutally honest. I tend to leave the decisions on the quotes to you, Raven. For the sole and simple fact that if I chose what I quoted about anything, there wouldn't be any. There probably would have been a couple, just not quite as many and not quite so many fun ones. I need to get from there to here, preferably in something that looks sensible. Yeah, right. Why did I put those there? And there we have it. We have reached 42. Yay! 42. Did we reach quad 42? I'm not sure what's more disturbing in general, that we already have 42 quotes in less than... Well, we've done that. 42 quotes in 135 days, nearly. Give or take a few. Because I think I added stream elements shortly after January 1st this year. So that's like... That's a quote every 3 days. Ish. 120. Yeah, so that's like a quote every 3 days. I worry what that says about my grip on reality. Yeah, no. If I continued to worry about my grip on reality, we would all be in trouble. Because there isn't one. I don't know why I dug out a piece of dirt just to put another piece of stone under it, only to then put another piece of stone in front of it. It was a complete waste of my time. It's like dirt. Doing, doing, doing. Why doing? What's with the doing? I'm really starting to think that this is... Wow. That's a lot of progress in an hour. Kind of surprised by that. I guess the fact that we've been doing this sort of thing for a couple of weeks now is... A couple of weeks. Yeah, a couple of weeks. I guess I'm starting to sort of get into the habit of figuring out what I want for the landscaping around this a bit more. Maybe. Yeah, that feels better. So it's sort of sharp corner, long, gentle. Yeah, that's a bit better. Sleep. Today we sleep. For tomorrow we build. I keep pondering that if I build this big enough, it might be interesting to put a and given the way that all of this has been happening underneath the landscape, it might be comical to put a giant chessboard underneath. I have absolutely no reason for doing that, but it really just strikes me as being one of those. It might be hilarious to add a giant chessboard underneath the landscaping, so that if somebody has a look at the world download at some point and just goes into the hill, it's like, why is there a chessboard under here? Although if I did that, I'd really want to do something like command blocks to actually make it a working game, which would require me to understand command blocks, which would require me to just I think that one could definitely fall heavily under the heading of way too much scope creep. Is there such a thing as way too much scope creep? I don't know. Has anyone seen my scope document? I think it crept off. It's just it's things like that cross my mind whenever I sort of see things like that huge amount of landscape that is becoming very, very flat and blocky. Even more blockier than yes, it's called the Caldera. That's yeah. I think I deserved that one from Tor. Where's an easy way back up out of this? There is. No. Go away. full line of Gordons, stone towers, horses, llamas, and a villager. Oh, put them all into minecarts. Just the activity of putting them into minecarts would drive me crazy. You drive me crazy. I've got no clue what I'm doing. Building this suit. Damn it, now I'm pondering that. Problem is that would only do one colour. What would I do for the other side? I mean, we could have the Gordons and the villagers. Yeah, Gordons on one side and villagers on the other. The Gordons could be one colour. The villagers could be the... Llamas could be differentiated by what's the word I'm looking for? Carpet, yes. Brown and white llama. Or yes, brown. Yes. If we do it with brown and white llama, we can then put different colour carpet on their back to differentiate what they... Gordons get ravagers. No. For 3 reasons. 1, ravagers. 2, ravagers and their hitboxes. And 3, that would require me to have raids. Which are under the heading of no. Also, I can see a hole in the hill here. That said, I'm still pondering that I might need a raid farm at some point. This is just... there's so much scope creep. Line of puppies with villager and pillager as king and queen. Actually, since it's all underground, dogs versus cats, yeah, possibly. I was about to say, since it's all underground, pawns could be zombies, and then we could have pillagers for king, queen, knight, and bishop. Still don't know what to do with castles. And then on the opposite side, it could be villagers. Iron golems. Ooh. Iron golems for castles. Yeah. Well, certainly for the villager side. Not sure about the monster side. Dang it! This is turning into an actual concept. Am I going to need to go and get a set of wardens? What do I look like? I am not Doc M77. And if anyone turns around and suggests wither skeletons, if anyone suggests withers, I will definitely be having a nope session. Creepers. The problem is trying not to... part of me is like, it might be interesting for this to be slightly playable, but equally, the moment we add all of these things, it becomes harder to actually ponder having any form of movement. I mean, it's already going to be hard enough to have any form of movement, so let's ponder having things... Yeah. Oh. I'm going to shelve this as an idea, actually, before we do. go and find... Where are my construction supplies? Oh, they're all down in the cabin. I suppose I've got a... No. Actually, why am I... yeah, back up. Yeah, gonna finagle. What I need is a crafting bench. Have I got a crafting bench in here? Yes. Fantastic. I'm thinking this area is just right for it because it's going to be the larger area under the hills. So we do say villagers on one side with llama. So villagers as pawns, llamas as the back. I need to sleep. Come on. There we are. Editable signs would be nice right now, please. Thank you, Minecraft. 120 soon. Oh, it has, hasn't it? Typical. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, we're back. What are we going to do for pawns if we did that? Puppies. I don't have that many doggo. Granted, I could breed doggo. Llama for knights, villager queen, bishop, iron golems, castles. Can you put an iron golem in a minecart? I think you... We'll have to science that one. Yeah, you show me where I'm going to find 8 nitwits, Tor. Actually, I'm tempted to make it just villagers for the pawns and... Let's have Llamageddon as pawns as well. No, that feels like I'm wasting llama. I wasn't going to bother making the villagers with jobs because that's a right pain. Bonus point, one set that's llama for all rolls. Yeah. I was going to name them. which was, yeah. Okay, so all llama, colours for roll. Iron golems for castles. Horses for knights. Shit. Can horses go in minecarts? Might as well just put them all. Oh no, because horses won't go in boats. Therefore, I don't think they'll go in minecarts either. No, horses won't go in boats, Raven. They're one of the few animals that won't. Oh, can they? I feel the need to science this. Because I'm fairly sure I've seen... Is there a horse around? Cows. Donkey will do. Don't think they can. I didn't think they could. If a donkey will, we can always use donkeys. But I think donkeys have the same mechanics. Hello, donkey! Excuse me, science. You're pushing it. That, to me, gives me the answer. So that's a no. Yeah. So horses for knights doesn't work. Let's make it all animals. Hey, Cyber. So if it's pigs instead of horses, yeah, that I was just wondering, should we make it so it's all animals? So sheep for pawns. sheep versus llama. And then you can dye them. That's an interesting... Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave that as a... I'm gonna leave that as for future state. No need for carts when you leash them in place. if we do it as boats... Oh, that's it. Got it. Do it as boats. At which point you can actually just row them around the board. So you could actually play chess with it. That's it. That's the one. That's the last bit. Everything in boats. So that you can actually just get into the boat with the animal and just row it to the position that you want it to be in. Yep. So, for context, Cyber, this area, I was looking at it in cam account during building of things, and I was thinking, all of these squares remind me of something. It looks like a giant chessboard. At which point, now we're suffering from scope creep. And now we're going to have a chessboard underground, under the Caldera, prettied up. Because, of course, now I'm going to have to pretty the living heck out of this. And we've got llama on one side and sheep on the other. Oh, God. Why? Why do I do this? Why do I do this? That's almost an April 1st concept, except for the fact that I'm now going to actually build it. Oh, no. Oh, hold on. Let's take this boat back over. Might as well. Actually, we can steal this sheep. Get in the boat. There you are. We have our first animal. And it's now raining. There we are. Sheep everywhere. Yes, but when has paying attention to any of this been appropriate? We'll just aim for this to be next April 1st. Probably still be building the Caldera by then. Yeah. Now, question becomes, as a side element, scaling. So 2, 4, 6, 8. If I do this as 4 chunks wide, we're only going to need one animal. We're going to need a 2x2 area for each square, which is gonna lose the animals in this. I might have to make this only a 2 chunk by 2 chunk square for the chessboard. Go big or go home. I'll have a think about that one. This is going to be one of those. At some point, this is now going to end up being built. That might be a stream thing. It might be an off-stream thing. Part of me says, next time you see a world download, aka next year probably, go and have a look. If it's there, you know that I got bored one evening. Okay, now back to what I was actually doing. Something less sane. Building a Caldera. Something less sane. Just highly disturbed by the fact that we've now just fleshed out an entire comedy section just for the just for the heck of it. Today on... what did we do during stream? Well, today we pondered building a chessboard under the Caldera. What? Only in this group would that sort of concept suddenly appear for no apparent reason. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's entirely good that we can be completely random like this. Is that looking too square? Only from one angle. And it's resolvable. Just by breaking it a little bit. Like so. Nope, still got it. It's going to end up too square from that direction. I mean, to be honest, the concept of preparing early for next year when it comes to a large-scale build is pretty much the definition of, and now we know how long it takes Scots to build anything. That needs to move. That's better. Just off by one. I'm just hoping that I managed to finish the Caldera this year. That said, we're making pretty good progress over the last couple of weeks. Probably the most planned build on this entire world. Ow! I feel called out and seen for that statement. Also, I would point out the entire Caldera city got planned out on January 1st. By way of layout. Was it January 1st? Or around then. So, I'd say we're actually sticking quite well to mapped out. Yeah, that's what I meant. We've actually managed to stay pretty close to that design as well. If you look at the map progression, which actually I started collating in, didn't have plans for the buildings, just to, hey, that's a lot of that's an awful lot of planning for a general shape. That's more planning than I've been doing for a lot of this. core. That's making progress. Need to get up to there still. It's like, yep, making progress. Granted, chessboard is a lot simpler. It's not exactly the most complex thing in the world, is it? Oh, and we need to go to Site B. Ow! Please ignore that. Yep, that never happened. Really, it didn't. I did not just accelerate myself into the wall. By the way, Site B has a large amount of area under it. Whee! Where? What did I just jump into? Ah! God. Please ignore the manly noises. Yeah, right. Manly. Ooh, that's a square section. That's better. Replaced with another one immediately above it now. That's better. I need enough space to be able to get to bed. Where is my bed? Oh, there it is. It's like, I've got a bed here somewhere. Is chat still alive over there? Knock once for yes, twice for no, and 3 times for help. The squirrels have locked us in a box. Or just use a quote. Quotes work too. Apparently Kel is trapped in a box. Trapped in a box. Trapped in a squirrel box. Trapped in a box. The SLA are taking over. They're locking people in boxes now. We're all doomed. No, the squirrels are attacking. For those expecting sanity, yeah, you're in the wrong stream for that. No, that's even again. I mean, as if I wasn't going to provide a comedy answer. I mean, I've been watching too many Jill Berup things where her comedy answer is, I like cheese. It's like, yep, that'll work. Yeah. Kind of need to differentiate that a little. Today on comedy responses. Jeez. Yeah. I broke into the last of my supply of Snowdonia cheese truckles the other day and opened the last of the Black Bomber that I have. I'm trying to make it last more than about 2 days. Where's the cheese, Gromit? Cheese is in my fridge. And if it's not in my fridge, it's in my belly. The Snowdonia Cheese Company is very, very nice. They have a lovely range of cheeses. So they have, for example, their mature cheddar is called Black Bomber and is really, really strong, very decent mature cheddar. And then they've recently introduced one which is a mature cave-aged cheddar, which they've just called Rockstar. Because, of course, it makes perfect sense. Come back here. I'm also now making myself hungry. I'm very tempted to make cheese on toast after stream. I wonder if I've got any Worcestershire sauce. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't, because Worcestershire sauce is bad for me. I can't eat meat or fish. It's one of those allergies that just annoys me. But Worcestershire sauce is just so nice on Apparently I'm becoming a bad influence at this point. I'm gonna try and shut up about cheese because I'm really, really tempted. Oh dear. Who didn't see any of that coming? How are we doing? Ooh. I look away briefly and... Cheese, yes. Slashed out. Okay. Mostly I'm a bad influence on myself, Tor. I mean, for goodness sakes, we've already had a complete sort of squirrel moment of pondering an entire chess set. I'm trying to think how I'm going to blend this in, because I need to. There's an awful lot of landscape to. I'm going to have to start putting in the I'm going to have to start filling in the lines, showing where this landscaping is going to go. Oh goodness, it's 7:20. How did that happen? And I believe the response to how did that happen is time. It just kept moving forwards, second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour. No matter what we tried to do, time was a constant. Time is constant. Lunchtime, not so much. Same way you lost 6 hours this morning. One more turn. One more turn. One more turn. One of us. No, wrong situation. If you or any of your friends have been affected by some of the randomness of the stream, phone the squirrel support line on 1-800-SQUEAK, squeak, squeak, squeakum. An emotional support squirrel will be available to support all your needs through this tough time. Now I want an emotional support squirrel. Let's leave those there. Someone tells me I need to defrost my fridge. Let's do that. Hole. There's a straight line here. I'm not liking it. It's this one. Human eye is way too good at seeing straight lines. I mean, yeah, there's lots of straight lines. I'm building in Minecraft. It's very blocky, but oh. Ooh, that's starting to come together as a... Nope, that's the wrong window. Sleep. Gotta sleep. Sleep. Come back here. That's a... There's a hole in my caldera, Eliza, there's a hole in my caldera, Eliza, hole. That's better. Going around here. That's going to be too square. Did that. There's a hole here somewhere. There it is. It's the other advantage of doing this with the cam account connected. I can just see shapes that don't fit as well. And one of those is down here. Where is it? That one. This one? This one. That one. Get my ugly ass out of the way. There it is. Yeah. That's better. That's better. Okay. So what I was trying to do is... So I need to figure out how to shape this in properly. Because we've got a very tall section at this end. And I want it to become like this. So maybe I should start putting in some of the lines of landscape. And figure out the topography a bit. Let's use a little bit of the time that we've got remaining to do some topography. Because we have time for it. We have time for it. Like it's way too sharp. So let's bring this back a bit. Something like that. And if we take away the tree so we can see what we're doing. Let's clean this up because I didn't want to be here. Yew tree. No, oak tree. Boom. Dun 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 dun. Yes, I know. It was an awful pun. Oh, that's nice. But that sort of lines up with that. Okay, that gives us one line of topography. Next one. You. Blah. Ahem. Nope. But ahem. That works. That wasn't a splat. No, that was a fall. Disturbingly, we actually have both of those as commands. Really? All we got for that one was an ouch? Yeah. That's one of the weaker commands. Look, did this tree get out of the way? I'm sorry, tree, but you're in the way. Hang nabbit. Right. Line of topography. Line of topography. Come on. Let's see. I think Yeah, it is. I think the cooldown is a couple of minutes to avoid well, to avoid just spamming the living heck out of the stream. Oh, hey, there's a piece of wood there. I feel like it would have been nicer to have aligned to that, so let's do that. I'm slightly curious. Let's. I'll self refer. There we are. That's better. Might as well grab these resources as they're just lying here. Now. I think what we're looking for is to bring this. Yeah, let's bring this around. Yeah, and then that can line up with that quite nicely. And then as we come around the back here, that's all right. We caught them for you. Even if the ground was the thing that caught me. Let's see. I think what we're looking for here is to bring that. Yeah, that'll. We can shape this slightly different when we come to actually adding the dirt, but. The fact it might have been into water, but it was very much a dug through something and threw myself off a cliff. So I agree, it was a fall. I'm kidding. Okay, that gives us the beginnings of some of this landscaping topography. What do you mean I can only sleep when it's the middle of the night? I think a splash command would just be taking it a little bit too silly. Says the man already pondering a chessboard. Ooh, I'm running out of stone here. should really be looking at this hill at the same time and working out how I want to get from there to here. I think it's likely to be that we start curving straight into a tree. Fantastic! Who left this tree here? Perfect removal of a tree, without the aid of a safety net either. Also, who left that skeleton there? That, however, is going to be more of a problem because apparently this area is not lit up. This area is very much not lit up. That was a suicide shrub farm waiting to happen. So many eggs of indecision. And I'm out of... Lovely. I'm out of torches. Handbasket. Where are we going and why are we in a handbasket? We're going straight to heck in a handbasket. Well, that never happened. Ahem. I did not just walk off the edge. And we're out of materials again. The biggest worrying thing here is not only are we actually out of materials here, Site B is now empty. That's twice I've made it through that cave entrance. That's surprising. Apparently that cave really thinks that my arrival is not going to be impeded. And yet every other cave in this area... No, why do I even have arrows? How much stone do we have? Not much. Where's my nearest exit? Can I land? Nope. Can I land safely? No, there's a tree in the way. Why do I do these things to myself? Where are we? Over here. gives us a bit more shape to this area. Let's see if we can do this without splatting into a tree. Excellent. No tree this time. Nope, but there is a tree this time. Tree, get out of the way. That one wasn't the tree I hit, that was just a tree I built into. Do, 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 do. Bring this around this way. Yeah, that works. It's going to be a short, but yeah, no, I like that. It's kind of all leading into a sort of area here that I might turn into, I know. If we put a small sort of ravine in at this end, we can have a ravine leading up to that. Because of course, we've got to get up to there somehow. I got it. Yep, I need it. No idea how any of this is going to work. But then again, do I ever? Where are we on time? Still got plenty. We need to curve this. Otherwise it's going to clash with those. Goodness, I'm starting to think I'm going to run out of materials before I run out of stream. That's a problem. That is very much a problem. I need to sleep again. Or at least as soon as the sun goes down far enough. There we are. How is this looking if we look at it from a sort of side of the landscape feel? Oh, I like that. That actually does feel... And I think as we finish bringing in those together, we can possibly have quite a nice little sort of gully / ravine leading up to... Ooh! Oh! I wonder. We've got the shape for it here. Might need to adjust it a bit, but that would explain why it's... I feel a river coming in. Between two sections of hill have a river cutting through and coming out over this and then just dropping in and joining to this river. I think that will give the landscape a bit more interest. That actually feels like a nice concept and actually gives us something to put in on that huge plateau. So a large sort of yes, and then where have we? So there's a couple of things that I was trying to work out how to do. One was I'm thinking of keeping this sinkhole and actually linking it up to the top of this area and just making it deeper. Oh, the glitch. And actually, if we do that, I think that's probably going to be... Yeah, that's going to be a lot more landscape planning. But I think we can extend that sinkhole up and make it look like it's a magma tube. And then that works well with having the river, because what we could probably do is have a hot spring coming up through the surface in this area somewhere. I might reshape the top of this round about here and have a hot spring coming out, or a spring of some form. And then that gives us something to shape the landscape and explain why it's all ripped up and eroded over here, which I think will be a heck of a lot more fun. I'm trying to make it so that this landscape does have a sort of context for things. I mean, we've got this huge ravine over here as well. And this one I'm thinking of linking into the waterfall that we've already started. Although that said, there's a socking huge hole here. Yep, that's a no. Oh, really? Why is there a... Minecraft, why must you insist on putting huge ravines where I want to put builds? I think the response from Minecraft is, because I could, dude. That said, I think... yes. Right, let's keep going, because we've not got much time left, and we've not got much stone left, so let's see if which we can run out of first. Holy World Gen. Who do I look like? Batman? Holy World Gen Batman! Yes. Thank you, Robin. What was it? Batman and Robin that had Holy Rusty Metal Batman. And they actually snuck that line in, and it turned out this entire island is Holy Rusty Metal. It's like, did you really have to come up with a way of having a callback like that? And the answer was clearly yes. I look more like a Flying Scotsman. Well, yes. I think I'm still wearing Scottish Airways right now. But Flying Scotsman is always available in one of my Ender Chest storage boxes. falling off of something at this rate. Guarantee it. No, didn't want that. Yeah, that'll work. Brilliant. Now I'm going to have Spaceballs quotes going through my mind in a minute. So of course, makes perfect sense to suddenly have Spaceballs quotes in my mind. That fits. That's a whole. I'm very well aware that this entire landscape is getting quite holy. Do I want this to be tall or flat? Let's do a mix. Where's my edge? There it is. No. Right. Yep. I'm looking at this and thinking I need to figure out how to flatten this in. Flatten this in? Statements don't make sense. So let's bring this through as more of a curve. Oh, we're on our last stack of stone. I'm going to use that to my advantage, and we'll turn this into a ridge. Okay, that I think works. I mean, it's going to be hard to tell without adding like 7 trillion tons of dirt. However, oh goodness, this is not going to be a Caldera stream with a ton of dirt. This is going to be a Caldera stream that suddenly reaches end point. Let's have a look. I think it's time to take my main account and stuff it in a cupboard. Right, into the cupboard. And as the sun sets, let us go into pretty mode. And think that's a lot of that's a lot of stone. But equally, that actually works quite nicely, I think. We've got a lot of shape into this area this evening. Sleep. Thank you. I think it'll look a lot better with all of the dirt landscaping on top of it, but yeah, I think that has come out really nicely. How does it look from sort of that behind a tree? It's really growing on me. I'm finding that the more of this we put in, and the more we actually get to having proper backs to stuff. Ignore the fact that there's like a huge hole in that cave. The more it does feel like this is actually becoming part of the landscape. And it's doing it in a way that actually makes this feel like a caldera. I wonder, can I up the video settings? Let's take that to 30 chunks. And see how this is fitting into the land. Ooh. Okay. That really, really feels like it's a massive, huge crater around that city, now that we can see it like this. Oh. That is a shot. Thank you to Bobby for allowing me to up the render distance to 30 chunks. Is that the maximum? 32 is the maximum. And something tells me that the music is very appropriate for this point. I've just remembered something. Shall we go and see what whether or not this all is visible on the map? Epic music is being epic. Yes, it is. Do we have... How much of this shows up on the... Oh, there's a lot of map up here. That one. And that one. It's map o'clock. Alright. Yep. Yep. Okay, I think those have been updated. Let's see how this looks when we place it back on the wall. Excuse me, llama. Right. Nope. Nope. That doesn't feel right. No, I think that was actually that one. Oh, the one to the left of it needs updating. That one's out of date. How many of these are out of date? Whoops. Tall grass. Yep, that one was pretty substantially out of date, apparently. Wow. That's a pretty big update to the map. I think the llama wants to be involved in this picture. That's that really made a difference. I think apparently the amount of dirt that I placed over the weekend to extend out the Caldera has made a massive difference. Hello, llama. I was actually attempting to close the door, not get on the llama. Yes. I think that was definitely a yeah, we made progress there. I mean, it's gonna have to be quite a bit more work. I think next week we can work on the massive sinkhole slash whatever the heck we want to call it, and bring in the rest of the landscaping around this. I think that we are possibly one, maybe 2 Mondays away from being able to have the north completed. Certainly by way of first pass, so stone and dirt. If we can have the north completed in two more weeks, that will be fantastic work. I'm not going to hold myself to it, but it would be really, really a substantial piece of progress to be able to actually have all of that in a completed state. And then we can possibly consider doing a foliage pass on the northern section if we complete that. Because if we can complete this and do a foliage pass, this will be the first true section of the Caldera that will be complete, and that will be just that will be very heartening, because after that we can probably move on to the eastern side, which will be even more epic in its ridiculousness, because this one is much more craggy. Either way, however, I'm going to have to turn down the render distance. I think 32 is possibly getting the FPS to lag a little. Hardly a surprise. Either way, however, I would like to say thank you to everyone for joining me this evening. It's been quite an interesting evening, and we've made it to 42 on the quote board. God help us. I will be back again. Oh, well done, Squishy. I hope you managed to see some fun, and maybe some of the pretties o'clock. I will be back again tomorrow at my usual time, 2.5 hours previously to now, where I think we will be going back underground, because we have pumping stations and lava flows to build in this ever more epic, ridiculous city. Scope Creep? Haven't heard of it. I hope everyone has a good time zone. I hope everyone has a good evening. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. As always, you're all very much appreciated. Have a good one. Bye-bye.